Hello and welcome back to TV34 Video Production. This is Tony, and welcome back to Fishing Detroit. We're sort of ending this fishing season that we had, especially in the Detroit area, because the weather's already getting a lot cooler. We were thinking about going out today, but it's like 38 degrees, and it ain't gonna happen. I don't like the cold. I don't like going out fishing when it's cold, and I'm not an ice fisherman, so we decided to stay at home, and we're gonna put together this ending video segment. I have my wife with me here, and we're going to talk a little bit about how the season went this time around. You know, one thing that I want to say is that the season was, to me, the season was both good and bad.
Yes.
And the reason why I would say that is because of what happened with the pandemic. You know, so it eliminated a lot of things that we could do, but it allowed us to still get out and fish.
Yes.
Now, the one thing is that it didn't, I say it allowed us to get out to fish, but I think it allowed more people to get out to fish, because several times when we went out, there was a lot of fishing equipment that was missing in the store.
Right. Shelves were empty.
Yeah, very empty. So, but at the same time, it was good because it meant that more people got out to fish, and that was something that I was excited about to see.
Yes.
You know, I mean, a lot more people were out on the water. Although we were doing a lot of bank fishing, it gave a lot of other people a chance to get out and you know, get into the sport of fishing, which I think was a really good thing. Tell us a little bit about. I know for you, it didn't go. You didn't get to fish as much as you normally would, or you could, because you were working. Unfortunately, with me, I got laid off a lot. Well, I didn't get laid off. I lost my job because of the pandemic and everything. But so I had a little bit more time on my hand to get out and fish. But we made it work. You got a chance to get out and do. I would say you did a lot better than you did last year. Definitely, I would say you learned a lot more. So tell us a little bit about that and what you think about your season.
Of course, I caught my personal best, so 2.51 largemouth bass, so that was really nice. I caught more in general. I caught 3 scoreable, as we say, over a pound. I caught a few smaller ones too, so in general I caught more. I think I got a chance to practice my casting a lot, and I probably learned a lot more about baits. One of the things I learned is, especially because we had that problem where the water was low, there was a lot of areas that have a lot of grass. So I learned that the top water works good on the grass, areas that have grass, and in particular buzzbait. I had started out with maybe 2 rods, and I went to 3. Now I have 5.
And that's what I want to talk about. 2 things I want to talk about real quick. One, she mentioned how the water level really dropped out on the island, and that was something that I noticed right away. Within a week's time, you know, the water level probably dropped about 7, 8, 10 feet. And we didn't know why, but we eventually did find out that now the DNR has more control over the water level, so they were letting a lot of water out, and they started letting a little bit back in, so it started to rise back up. But the other thing was, you know, when we first, or not when we first met, but when we got together and I started taking her out with me doing a little bit of fishing, she just happened to see all of these rods that I had and reels. She's like, why do you need so many rods and reels? And I think now she understands it a little bit more, because she started out with just one. You know, this one of our favorites is $7 combo, Abu Garcia combo that I found at Walmart one day, and they only had a couple of them left, so I bought both of them. And this was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I would say so.
And both of them still work really well. So that was her first spinning combo starting out, and it started moving from one to the other. So now she's up to 5. So tell us what 5, not necessarily what, if you know all 5 of the rods that you have, but how you have them rigged up.
Well, the $7 combo has a crankbait on it, lipless crank. The Hank Parker rod has the spinnerbait on it. The Mike Iaconelli
See, she even knows the rods and reel combo.
has a wacky worm on it. The two newest ones both have buzz baits. One has a smaller buzz bait, and the other one has a larger buzz bait. I apologize, I don't know what those rods are. Those are still newer to me, but those are my 5 rods and baits.
And you've talked about over and over again the combination that you like to use the most, which is
My spinnerbait. I caught 3 scoreable bass this year, and 2 of them were on the spinnerbait. The personal best was actually on the wacky worm, so I was surprised. I also caught this year a bowfin.
Yes.
A 6.26 bowfin. We didn't even know what it was when I first caught it. We had to kind of look it up. So yeah.
Yeah, that was and one of the things that we do also, we fish around the Detroit area, mainly from the bank. The bowfin that she caught, we were down at St. Aubin by the boat yacht area and by the lighthouse. And that's where she caught this 6-pound bowfin. We had no idea what it was. I thought it was a catfish initially, the way that it hit. And then we tried to get it in, and unfortunately at the time I did not have my my net with me. So luckily we had a friend down there, had his bait with him, his net with him. So he helped us pull it up out of the water, because we were down by the lighthouse. So there's like a little, not necessarily a pier.
No, but it's a cement platform, I guess,
platform,
sort of.
right? So it had a little bit of drop off to it.
Rail,
right?
On top
so
of
you
it,
had to really, and I'll probably show that video also, so you can get a chance to see that. And so we got a chance to get that in. We didn't have any idea what it was, so we ended up. We actually stopped at asked one of the people at DNR that they know what it was. She had a small idea but wasn't for sure. I took a picture of it, put it out on Instagram for a couple of my fishing buddies to let us know what it was, and
I went on Google.
And this is the Google right here. This is Miss Google. So she went out there, and we sort of figured it out, and then they sort of confirmed that it was a bowfin. So that was something we didn't expect, because in this part of the area, we didn't expect anything like that to be over in our area. You know, we're usually catching pike, largemouth, smallmouth, bluegill, perch, you know, fish like
Rare
that.
catfish.
Every now and then we catch a catfish. I think it was something else that we were catching. Of course, the
Muskies.
yeah, we hit on a couple of muskies, and what was that one that the other rock bass? That's one of the other ones that we catch a lot. So we got a chance to catch quite a few. You know, we didn't get everything that we wanted to. It didn't turn out completely like we wanted to. I caught a lot, you know, because I had a chance to get out a lot more. My personal best was, what was it?
3.79.
379 largemouth, and I caught it on Thanksgiving, so that was good.
The
and
last
that's
one.
probably right. That's probably the last fish of the season that I caught. She caught her largemouth in July, my birthday weekend. So
The personal best, yes.
her personal best. That was great. You know,
I think I caught again in October.
Right.
I think that was the last one. September, October were the last 2.
So it's been an up and down season. You know, I had been talking about it before. How the fishing season was really weird in the Detroit area for some reason, and a lot of people were saying the same thing, that they weren't catching a lot like they normally do. So even with the silver bass, the silver bass, they didn't come in like they normally do, and so I was really hoping that we'd got a chance to catch some of those, because that was going to be her opportunity to really catch some fish, you know, but they just didn't run at all like they normally do. But we had a good time. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, I had intentions on giving out some equipment, you know, getting some kids out to fish and things like that. Really didn't get a chance to do any of that. But overall, I think it was definitely a good season.
Right.
Overall.
You did get your grandkids out there.
Yep, I did get the grandkids out a couple of times, once. And then everything just blew away, you know, after that. I think one of the biggest things for me was learning a lot of different stuff. You know, I worked with a lot more different baits. I've got several rod and reel combos. You know, my bait catchers
Quite
and
a
my
few.
spinners, and you know, the things that were working for me a lot was a combination of things. You know, the crankbait worked out, spinner bait worked, top water worked really good. The top water buzz with the frog on it, that worked really good towards the end of the season. But you know, they just didn't bite like they normally did throughout the season. What we would normally get, and it happened the same way last year. You know, a lot of people were saying the same thing. I think now that they've got Belle Isle fixed up now, where they've opened up the waters a lot more, and they did a lot of maintenance on it, we probably get a chance to get out and do a lot more, and you know, go to some areas that we didn't have a chance to get to before. So
Yeah, they're still doing some things out there, so hopefully that'll make it good next time.
so what are you looking forward to next year?
Catching more than 3 scoreable bass. I went from 2 last year, my rookie year, to 3 this year. Like I said, I caught several smaller fish, a couple of rock bass, a smallmouth, which surprised me, and and there was a couple that got away. So
Yeah, we also
the water owes me some fish.
yeah, there's a couple of spots that we got a chance to go to that, like she said, that owe her, especially Lake St. Clair Metro Park.
Yes.
We got a chance. We only got a chance to get out there one
this
time.
year. Once
you
this
know,
year.
so
Yeah.
hopefully next year we get to go out there
Right.
2 or 3 times, and I'm hoping that we can even get a group of people to go out there and try to do like a little mini tournament or something. You know.
Right.
But the island and all up and down the Detroit riverfront was really good. We got a chance to do quite a bit. Like I said, because the silvers didn't run like they normally do, we didn't get a chance to try some other spots where I normally catch a lot of silver bass. So we'll try that next year. Hopefully it'll be a lot better. Unfortunately, now we've got to wait
Right.
3 months, maybe 4, before the weather warms back up and
It's
you know, spring season.
It's what, December the 5th, so today. So Thanksgiving. We went out after Thanksgiving that weekend.
We did.
But we didn't catch. I think Thanksgiving was the last day
Right.
that we caught.
Right.
But after November the 29th, we didn't go back out. We have been out in 39-degree weather, 39, 40.
She's diehard. I think I created something over here.
Yes, he created a fishing monster, but he still takes it off the hook. I haven't progressed to that part yet.
We're working on it.
And he puts on new baits for me, so we lost a few baits casting out and just plop.
Yeah, that's part of the game, if you want to call it that. That's part of fishing. You know, it's they call it fishing for a reason. It's
They
not
don't call
always,
it catching.
not always catching. So, but it's great to just get out there and just be on the water to relax. Even if you're not catching anything, to me, it's great because it gives you an opportunity to think for yourself, to try to figure out different things. And it's nice and peaceful. And with me being a photographer also, it gives me an opportunity to get out and get great pictures and everything. So it's a win-win for me anytime I get out there.
Right. We do catch and release. We did keep a couple of times.
Right,
We
right.
did keep some bass, took it to the fish market, had it filleted.
It was good.
He gave his daughter a fish that he caught, but for the most part, it's catch and release. You know, keep whatever fish out there, out there so that more people can enjoy.
Right, right. So, what would you say was your biggest learning thing this year, and what would be if you would say your biggest maybe mistake?
I think the biggest learning thing was learning about the different baits. Also, a couple of things that he instructed me on was to maybe reel in slower when it's cold, give the fish a chance to catch the bait and bite it. I don't know what my biggest mistake is because I'm still learning so much. I still sometimes make a very bad cast. But other than that, I feel like I'm still in the learning phase. So we won't say I made big mistakes. They're just still learning.
Right.
Still learning.
So hopefully, and one of the things that I always look forward to with the upcoming season, I always look forward to when it's around time for the Daytona 500 down in Florida, which is in February. That gives me hope that the weather is starting to change, and not only that, the professionals in Major League Fishing, they start fishing in February also down in Florida. So that's when they start their tournaments and everything. So that lets me know that things are starting to move forward. So we're getting ready to hopefully start in this area,
Right.
because it usually doesn't get to us where it really starts to warm up to probably April. You know, where
Right.
the weather is 45 plus.
Right. Hopefully.
You know, right.
I
Hope-
mean, we you know, I can only hope that we will have a rare okay day in December. 45, we'll be out there.
Right.
If it's on a weekend and I'm
So
not working.
this may not be the last official video, depending on the weather. You know, because if it gets warm, she's going to be monitoring the Weather Channel, and she's
Always.
going to let me know.
Always.
I think we can get out. So
Yeah, because there was a couple of days instead of doing it first thing in the morning, we did it in the afternoon when it did get to, you know, like 44, 45.
right.
So, but yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah,
Just
we-
bundle up.
Right.
Bundle up.
Bundle up. We make sure that we have something to get a little bit of energy from before we take off. You know, a little something to drink, a little snack to get going. And usually we're out there for maybe an hour, a couple of hours. Maybe, I think we've gotten close to 3 hours.
Yes, we have.
A few times, you know.
Especially when one gets away. You stay trying to get it.
Right. That is when you really get more determined. When one get away from you, you're really more determined to try to catch one at that point.
Oh, the other thing too is sometimes we would go to certain areas and we'd see a lot of splashing and they weren't biting,
Right,
and it would be
right.
a little frustrating because it's like, you know, that's a fish.
Right. And that's the learning curve of it too. Also trying to figure out, you know, they're out there biting, but you're trying to figure out what bait to throw out there to
Right.
get them to hit.
Right.
You know, so that's been a thing. We've tried a lot of different things, and some work and some don't. And just sometimes the fish just aren't biting.
That's right.
You know, that's
They're
just the way it is.
Not biting what you're throwing. So.
Right. So, anything else you got to say to end this particular segment of Fishing Detroit?
I just want to say to anybody out there, if you don't think you would like fishing, try it. Because if you had asked me 3 years ago, would I be doing this, I probably would have said no. But I really do like it. I enjoy it a lot.
And to prove that she does really like it a lot, she watches it on TV.
Yes, and I can name quite a few anglers too.
Yeah, she's got a whole list. You know, we were sitting down watching it one day, and she was just going down the list trying to name them off without even looking at them or anything. She probably got about 50 or 60 of them offhand, so which is better than what I can do. And I've been fishing a lot longer.
He
but,
probably would have too. He just
But
wasn't.
it's a lot of fun watching those guys to see what they do and how they do them. And, you know, we don't feel so bad a lot of times. We're going to end it in just a moment, but we don't feel so bad a lot of times because we're only fishing from the bank.
Right.
They're out on the water on boats, and a lot of times you'll see some of those anglers and they won't catch anything. You know, in a 7-hour period?
Yeah, it's this
Yeah,
2.5 hour period.
Right, and sometimes they don't catch anything.
Right.
So we don't feel as bad because we're limited as far as where we can get and what we can do.
Right.
But we still get out there and have a lot of fun.
And some of them don't catch, and you know there's fish in there because some of the other ones are
Right.
other anglers are catching. So even the professionals have bad days.
Right. So
and make mistakes.
And like she said, if you've never done it before, just try it. Just try it one time. Guaranteed that you will like it, especially if you go out at the time when the silver bass are running. You're guaranteed to catch no matter what you use. So we just have to try to get out there and catch them when they're running around May, June. They only have like a 3-week period that they run through the Detroit area. So if you can get out there and catch them at that time, you're guaranteed to catch something. And that's gonna lock you in, guaranteed.
That's true.
So with that being said, I think we're gonna wrap up this edition of Fishing Detroit Bang Fishing. I really want to thank my wife for hanging in with me for such a long time and getting out there.
It was a lot of fun.
I think she enjoys it now,
I
and
do.
it's a lot of fun. Guaranteed, it's a lot of fun. So, looking forward to the next upcoming fishing season. if you want more information about getting out there and hanging out with us fishing, we'd love to have you. If you've never fished before, I got some equipment for you. We can get you set up and get you going. Come out and hang out with us and have a lot of fun. And remember, guys, and gals, keep those lines tight. We'll talk to you soon. Looking forward to the next season. Thanks again for watching.